Okay, I think I'm good, y'all. Actually, I'm curious about one thing. I'm gonna check one thing before I really continue. Here we go. Why is my volume that low? It should not be that low. I like it to be there. Okay, there. Change my volume. Now I'm good. Okay. Hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing well for those that are here and those that will be here in the future. We will be continuing, whether I continue the Space Marines, just doing the highlights and stuff, or continuing the Trader Guardsmen. Probably continuing these guys because I've been enjoying painting a bunch of red and black guys. That sounded bad. I've been enjoying painting this color scheme. That's what I should say. I've been enjoying painting the red armor and the black clothes. That... They remind me of a football team. That's what it is. How's it going, Hamble? I wouldn't say it's early. I'd say this is the time that I'm supposed to, or I want to be streaming. If only it was Blood Angels. That's a perfect world for you there, Dorzo. That's a perfect world. Maybe if I do a Death Watch kill team, I will do a Blood Angel just for you. I'll name it Dorzo as well. Okay, give me a big chunk of that. We're going to just dip it over here. One guy gets a pauldron? Nah, I'm doing the whole armor as Blood Angel. Whole armor. Oh, I gotta do him. I'm not gonna be cheap and just do one pauldron. I'm gonna give them the proper respect and do the whole thing. But let's see, other than that. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing well. Had a very, I don't know, chill day. Actually got to cook. We've been doing a burn pile at work for the past couple days. And I've been joking about, like, you know, I keep forgetting about the s'more stuff, all getting the marshmallow and s'more material. And finally today at lunch, I was like, I'm buying some marshmallows and chocolate and graham crackers. I'm going to cook some marshmallows on this fire. And I did. And it was nice. It's been just 3 days of boring stuff, so I wanted to be a little bit entertaining. Okay, first Hannibal. I'm excited for the pictures. I look forward to seeing them. Secondary, Dorzo. I hope you get home. You worked... Oh, my lord. I hope when you have time off, it is a huge amount of time off. I believe you said that before, like, when you do get time off, it is a very long period of it, but yeah. That's some serious hours. I hope they, like, give you the adequate amount of break and, like, time you're meant to sleep, because... Well, you had to, because you've done 40 hours in 3 days. It does exist. It does exist. Trust me, home does exist. Oh, that is the difference between the two of you guys there. Although, I will say, for like Dorzo, he works in a like, metal smelting factory, so they might not have someone that, like, could cover the shifter time, or they're on so many hours and then off so many hours. He's a man's man. He is a tech priest working at a Forge World, making sure that the Imperium has enough tanks for their war. That's probably a much truer statement than I like to believe. That's what they tell you. It's cool. I do remember the video was sent. And it was so cool seeing the machinery and stuff. It was loud as hell, but that looks like such a cool job. I don't think I could do it for 40 hours straight. I think a day and that'd be it. Like, cool. I'm happy for a day. I was thinking earlier, so 2 days is 48 hours. If you worked 40 and 3, how many hours is each of your shifts until you get a break? It's over 10. Oh, not a straight 40. 17 hours. 2:16 and 1:08. Holy crap. That's going in when it's dark outside and coming back home when it's dark outside. Ugh. The life of an average Imperial citizen right there, folks. Do understand, I fully mean that, like, as a, like, joke. Like, I hope you get the rest. I hope you're taking care of yourself properly, Dorzo. Like, it's impressive work that you do, and I give you props for it if no one else does. I respect the work you do. Not that it matters much on the internet, but I want you to know that. It's a lot of time. Like, I never worked that many. I mean, I do 8-hour days. I had one day that I sat in a truck for 12 hours straight just plowing snow. It was dark outside. It was dark when I went back home. That was a long day for me, and well, you're not a servitor because you have control over your body, but you might be entitled to, like, some prosthetics by the end of it. Get yourself a couple extra limbs. Stuff like that. Okay. No comment. I might have the day off tomorrow, so I'll go tomorrow. Honestly, fuck, I should have gone these past 3 days. Literally, I've just been sitting in a sand pit watching a fire burn and not doing anything. I could have just made a phone call like, hey, I'd like to go to the doctor to check out my foot. Fuck! I just want to sit on my phone all day. That's what it was. Yeah. It's supposed to snow tomorrow and stuff like that, and I'm... Okay. Where I'm from and all that, we still... I mean, yes, we still have snow on the ground, but we still have, like, a foot or two of snow on the ground. There is, like, maybe 6 inches of snow at, like, the deepest. We've had 2 days of 60-degree weather. It's been nice as hell. I've enjoyed it. Today was the first day of it going back to, like, low 40s, high 30s. And it had wind chill. It was cold. It was cold as hell today from what I was used to, but... I'm like, everything's melting. And we're supposed to get, like, 3 inches of snow Friday. And maybe 6 inches of snow on, like, Monday. And I'm like, if we go plowing, we're messing up the roads. I'd say, fuck it, we're not doing jack shit. Because we'll do more damage than good. Unless, like, the ground freezes. And all that, but... Yeah, that's just... That's just the problem of where I live. But I'm complaining about work like everyone does. So you're out in the Midwest, is what I assume. Because when you say corn, I just think about, like, Midwestern. Hey, well, I'm changing... you're changing your job? You'll be a social worker soon. That's nice. Working with teens and such. Will be fun. Need some change. You know. We'll still do your art, though. Oh, Ohio. Yeah, there's nothing but corn out in Ohio. But Hannibal, that's really cool. I hope you do some good and that you help plenty of people in that job. I know, actually, friend of... Is he a friend? He's like the brother-in-law of one of my friends. So I'm not sure. Hey, Matthew, it's good to see you here. God, else what? Oh yeah, he works for drug recovery center. So like he drives around and goes to places for people that like call for like, oh, I want to go to rehab and all that stuff. I think that's my favorite evolution of the meme. Of just adding on the one extra line. Skull, like, blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne, milk for the cornflakes. I love seeing other people's reactions to that. Like, who are not really into 40k and kind of like... Oh, there was one person I was watching, they're like a horse VTuber. And they were like, is he talking about like a demon or like the actual corn? Like the actual like vegetable thing. And I'm just watching him like, he's talking about 40k. He's talking about like some weird warp demon. But it's just interesting to watch people interact with 40k. And it's so much more popular now. Lactose intolerant for his milk throne. Nice. This brush is starting to split. I'm not happy about it. I scroll through. Well, when I say horse, they're like an anime girl with horse ears. So like how like Una Musume, I know I messed it up. Like how they're just a bunch of horse girls. That's pretty much what I'm seeing. That's... Oh, talking about Xenos and like space alien stuff. I am tempted to run a sci-fi D&D inspired game. Normally I am a fantasy guy, but I've been like watching some stuff from Legends of Evantris. And they started a sci-fi, like, or they came up with like a sci-fi D&D stuff. And the theme song for that is my new favorite song. Actually, yeah, it is like Starfighter or Starfinder, which I've seen the book for. I should probably buy that book, not the Legend of Evantris one, Starfinder. But they also, to be honest, I do just want to grab like either Wrath and Glory or like what other 40K RPG stuff. Well, the Inquisitor could approve, depending on the Inquisitor. It all depends. Actually, that's another video I remember seeing. Probably have just as much time in Pathfinder as 5e. Oh, for what you were saying? Or... I don't know. I feel like I take inspiration from, like, a lot of different sci-fi media. Like, each planet could just be a different thing. Like, oh, like, maybe one planet is like Dune. Or, like, probably more like, God, what's its name? I can picture it, and I'm thinking of it. It's another tabletop battle, like, war game, where you got mechs and, like, tanks and all that stuff. What is it? Battletech. I'm thinking of Battletech. Where, like, people... Well, really, it's humans that are a bunch of different, like, systems and planets and colonies and all that. I'm kind of picturing if I was to run it, it'd be like that. Of just, oh, you're in, like, this... Battletech does look really cool. The miniatures are way smaller than I thought they'd be. Like, I've seen their tanks, and I'm like, their tanks are... 40K has messed up my scale, like, for actual, like, war games and stuff. Because, like, this human guardsman, laying this way, is the size of a Battletech tank. Which, I'm like, those tanks are so small, but they're meant to be that size. Oh, yeah, it could be just, like, different stuff. God, you got, like, one planet that's just Australia, but, like, before it became settled. So it's just, like, it's just a prisoner colony planet. Full of, like, I want to say man-sized kangaroos, but kangaroos are already man-size. So, the size of, like, dingoes the size of men. And, like... So, just 40K. Honestly, yeah. That, honestly, that I was thinking, like, maybe that could be, like, one system as well people explore. Is like, hey, be really careful if you go here. Because this section's really messed up. We don't know what's going on here. Every time we, like, send people here, we get messages of just people screaming. Or they just never return. But I don't really want to go down the whole, like, grimdark route if I run one, because I do want there to be, like, some fun with it, but still be a little not a... It's space. Space is a deadly place to be. The closer they get, the more Carcharodons show up. Just the space sharks. Yeah, like, we don't go there because there's space sharks. And that's where something that we call the Tyranids, that's where they live. They don't come here. They just want to mess with that. Oh, that would be funny. The 40K is just like, it's messed up because of whatever reason, but the rest of the galaxy's like fine and normal. Well, the other galaxies are fine and normal, I should say. Not that. Because 40K is supposed to be in our solar system. Oh, wow. Anyway. We'll maybe see if I do it or not. I know if like one person takes part in it, it has to be run on a Friday or Saturday. And I already make my Fridays and Saturdays be busy for other things. One Page Rules started doing some lore, but they don't have much. Oh, that's cool! I like that. I like that they're coming out with lore. I wonder if they like are also open to like just letting people create their own lore for stuff. I mean, I'd assume so, because pretty much anyone can use whatever models for One Page Rules and do a game with. Yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Oh. Going back a little bit. If you haven't seen their theme song for the Legend of Avengers, like, space stuff, go watch it. It feels that 90s vibe of, like, movie intros and stuff, like action movie. I'd say leave the stream, go watch it, come back, or go do whatever you want to do. That's just what I'm going to say. But either watch it before or after stream. But have the world setting, Eternal Dynasty, Japanese Tao, fashion book, and Alien High fashion books for. Oh, so that's what they have come out with. An Alien Hive and pretty much Japanese Tao, which I think is just Tao to begin with. Well, not really. You do need a bit more paint on you. I'll clean this and we'll go from there. There's one more part that I do want to paint red on this guy, but if I do it, it's then so much red on one part of that. Why are you not getting paint on you? There's like one... Oh, was it the light that was just messing me up? Yeah, maybe. Oh, I don't even know the exact name of the video. I didn't think you were talking about what I was saying, Hannibal. Hold on. Let me go to YouTube and look up the actual name of the video. Hold on. I'm going to pause music and keep this quiet in case I accidentally play audio from something. I don't want audio. I want... Okay, and if I go here... Where is it? Okay. Channel name that I'm recommending is Legends of Evantris. They're a D&D group. Pretty large. I've enjoyed their stuff. I'm actually now free to play music because I'm not going to accidentally play anything. And the video that the music video that I want people to watch is their Neon Odyssey cinematic trailer for their space opera in D&D. It's pretty much their like advertising for a Kickstarter, but it's, I thought, a pretty nice like trailer for it, and has a couple references from like other stuff they did, but also like inspiration from Star Wars and all that. Actually, yeah, I should put it in Discord. Holy crap, I did not do that. Don't accidentally play anything. Don't do it. Okay. I'm just gonna go here. I'm just going to throw it in... I'm going to throw it in lounge. There. So, Hannibal, if you want to see what I was recommending, it's in the lounge in the Discord. And all that. There's always like little parts here and there that I'm realizing I'm missing. All I gotta do is back. I wish I had a red contrast paint. That probably would have made this a lot faster. But that's not going terrible to begin with. I just want to be randomly speedy. Okay. Let's move on to another one. I'm trying to think what I want to do for the Ogren. I want to do a layer of paint on the claw and stuff. Either it'd be like red and all that, but then I want to put like the skin paint over that, but like extremely thin, so like you can see the underpaint. Send some my way. I don't ever really paint in red, so all I have is like corn red and dragon red. See, I told you, it's a good piece of art. The music, I think, slaps. All the little like characters and stuff are awesome. Like, it feels like, oh, that's a lived, like, world right there. That's, like, a place I want to explore. That's what's inspired me to, like, want to try doing my own, like, sci-fi D&D game. And if you watch stuff on their channel, they post funny stuff, too. I know a lot of their stuff with like Chuckles, which is like a clown that haunts one of the characters in the D&D series, but has also become like a other character and other stuff, is pretty funny. Bitsy, which is like a mouse creature. Honestly, for those that weren't here, and this is going to sound weird to say it, for any mouse that would commit war crimes, it would be Bitsy. Bitsy would commit war crimes, but like unintentionally. Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not just, well, to be honest, they are quite a big channel, so I'm like not surprised that people know them. But I'm glad other people do, so I'm not just like randomly talking about things. You know what I want to do this weekend? Or I think I'll take time to do this weekend? There is a group that does medieval armored combat, and they meet up every Sunday. I think I'll take my Sunday. I'll drive down there, and I will participate in their stuff. What's up, table? We were just talking about mice that do war crimes. So you missed that conversation. Yes! I love that so much. What mice in the carpet? What mice in the carpet are you talking about, Peggy? What's up, Grin? Hope you're doing well. all just talking about D&D shows and all that stuff. Freaking Dookie water is one I saw recently, and I'm like, why? Why would you make macaroni and cheese with Dookie water? Which then brought back a memory of like when I accidentally drank moldy hot chocolate, and that was just not a Ugh. You regret what your ears just heard? Well, too bad you heard it. I've talked about this story, but it was, oh my lord. Do I tell this story again? I've told it once before. But it has been a while. I know. No. I was waiting for Hannibal. I'm pretty sure you've heard this before, Hannibal. So. I think, okay, Grim, let me know when you're done with lunch. Or, I guess, dinner. And then I'll tell the story. Because I don't want to ruin someone's meal. Just, like, remind me in, like, 15 minutes. Okay. What is something? No, you keep away with your jellied eels. You and your jelly eels can stay away. Okay, where to start with this story? So, about, 8 or 9 years ago, I was a good, like, sophomore or junior in high school. I used to be pretty edgy back in the day. Not my words, it's what my friends would call me. Where I didn't want to do anything fun or out of my comfort zone. I wanted to be just, like, in my own little bubble, but still hang out with my friends. And it was one of the days that I was like, you know what? They're right. I need to, like, work on not being this edgy cunt. I need to actually, like, go along with the jokes and stuff like that. And be, and, and have fun. Like, just, it's okay to have fun and not be a stick in the mud. So, we go over to my buddy's house. He's grabbing some stuff. There was, like, 4 of us there. There was myself, a friend of mine named Marcus, and then we'll call the other one, well, it does, well, yeah. We'll call the other one Bob, and then the other one, we'll call Mr. L. I will check Discord when I can. So, we go into the kitchen, and we're just chatting, and then one of them is like, hey, Chaz, why don't you open your mouth and, like, we'll pour this kettle of water into your mouth. On the stove, they had this, like, kettle for boiling water to make tea and all that stuff. And initially I was going to say no, but I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'll say yes. So I said sure. So I lean my head back, I open my mouth, and Bob grabs the kettle and pours it into my mouth. My eyes are closed at this very moment. as soon as I taste what is inside it, it's the most sour, foul, chunky tasting thing I have ever tasted in my life. I instantly move out of the way, ready, just trying to hold back a... Oh, I'm actually making myself sick now talking about this. Wow. I run to the sink and I spit out whatever was in my mouth, and I start like running the sink and washing my mouth out. They did not know. They were all like laughing, like, "Hey, like, what's going on? Like, why are you overacting?" I'm like, "That tastes disgusting. What is in that?" And they're like, "It's just like water." And I'm like, "No, that's not water. Open it." They open it, and it's mold, just liquid mold inside it. I did choose the wrong day for character development. I chose the wrong day for character development, but I chose the right day for a funny story. And they're all like, "Holy shit. We're so sorry. We did not know that was in there." Turns out, it was hot chocolate made back in December. And when I did this, it was like June or August. So it's been like over half a year of this hot chocolate sitting on the stove in this kettle. And I'm just like, who the fuck doesn't like clean out their kettle and like make sure everything's out of it? So yeah, if I could, I would pull Mark up here and have him confirm my story, but yeah. That was one of the worst and, like, best days. That's one of my favorite memories, but, like, the worst possible day. I look back on those days with, fondness now. They tried. They fucking tried. Oh, excuse me. What's up, Starfighter? I hope you're having a good evening so far. Don't know if you heard of anything on, God damn it, Table. Did you start doing the... Oh, it's the jelly eels. What? What? Okay, I've seen the whole canned chicken image before. Actually, both of those are disgusting. What? What? I feel like the whole canned chicken is an American thing. Yeah, Sweet Sue sounds like an American, like, name. Oh, that's the one-page rule lore. Well, that's cool. Sorry, I'm, like, distracting myself from stuff. Nice. Spring break should be fun. I thought spring break was in February. Is it not in February? Hey, Matt. Welcome back. Oh, I was thinking of February vacation. That's what it was. I still gotta finish cleaning my airbrush. It's still clogged pretty bad. I thought I was getting an airbrush, like, cleaning kit this week, but I don't know where it is. What's the best tool for Warhammer? Are you asking for, like, painting, or are you talking about, like, playing the game, or what? Ooh, a wet palette. I'd say a wet palette is, like, a really good, like, piece of kit. Good night, Hannibal. Enjoy the rest of your evening, man. It was good to see you here. A wet palette, like, changed the game for me when it came to painting. I'd stop actually, like, wasting paint and started to, like, actually thinning and, like, pretty much just blending and all that stuff. It just opened up so much more. Oh, I hate when it starts to split. Well, then I'd say you got one of the best tools there. Table, I'm sorry to tell you, but I refuse to paint faces. I I I just refuse. Maybe at some point I will, but no, it's something that I want to avoid doing. I've talked about before. It's a personal thing with it. Like, one, do I think I'd be good at painting faces? No, so it's why I avoid it. But also, when I think about, like, being in combat and stuff like that, usually I paint white, but they can be any skin color you want them to be. I go from, like, pale white to tan. You could maybe even go, like, a little bit of, like, a... What would blue tan skin look like? Not like blue that they're choking, just like... I mean, you can. I mean, they can be any color. They can be any, like, any race, any color you want to do. The other thing, and I think I was kind of saying it is, I understand why Warhammer has their characters without helmets and all that stuff. I think it's stupid. It does not, like, you want to protect your head. If you have your head exposed, you're just gonna end up, like, getting your head cut in half or other stuff like that. Yeah, I know why you're asking. No, honestly, I'm actually, like, happy that someone wants to paint up some of my Marines for their stuff. I like the lore of my Marines expanding and becoming part of other people's games and universes. because I know we had someone here that, like, wanted to actually, like, paint up my Marines as their army. And then we had someone else who does Alpha Legion. And they asked, like, hey, could I paint up, like, my Alpha Legion to look like your Marines? I'm like, yes, certainly. I'm okay with that. And then we got Table here who... yes, you were also thinking Summage, which, honestly, could, in my brain, thinking about Night Lords and Salamanders, I think would work a little bit better. Because when Kurz was, like, torturing Vulcan, you could just kind of, like, play into that. What did Starfire say? Oh, yeah, if they have an Iron Halo. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Which, I found out on someone else's stream that the circle on Blade Guard and most other Captain models are not Iron Halos. They're just some sort of decorative piece. You'll be sure to have a trophy be the first company of yours. Oh. Oh, you're talking about Flesh Tone there, Grim. I should write those down. Those are actually some... well, they're good suggestions no matter what. They're just suggestions that I've never thought about. Because I don't do it. Okay, I think... for red, that's pretty much what I'll do for this guy. What's up, Tropical? Yeah, we talked about Legends of Adventures like a while ago. But yeah, they are very funny. I enjoy their stuff very much. Oh, flesh tone skins. I'm picturing now a Biovore painted as piss yellow. And it's not acid that they spray out. Did I get... There's a few parts here and there. You've been hyped. The ALFA BUSA crew is doing a Black Crusade game, and the speaker is a Noise Marine. I feel like I should recognize that name, but I don't. Oh, that's a cool Night Lords model, Grim. What am I gonna What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh! I'm gonna bring this guy back. Because I'm kind of lonely up here. I think I got everything I can on that. So, I need to get you sprayed and primed. I've not done that yet. I should do it tomorrow. I want to call you Captain Redfist. I feel like that's going to be very fitting. Oh, I've been seeing clips of that! Oh, I've been seeing clips of that, their stream. Is, like, the guy DMing it, a skull with, like, a glowing red eye? And I've seen a couple other things. If it is the same group I'm thinking of. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. You know, they do have a VTuber on there that I am a fan of. I can't remember his name. Yeah. Yeah, oh god, what's the name of the other guy? He's got, his model's like a blonde beard wizard, but he used to, like, also be a bear. He's a funny guy. Yeah, Zoran the Bear! Ah, that's such a cool guy. I like him a lot. Okay, I do have a... This was a question I was going to send into the Discord, but I feel like it's probably better to ask here on stream. I want to get the Nemesis Claw kill team, but is it better to wait for the Night Lord's Combat Patrol to come out and just buy that instead? Like, if I get the Nemesis Claw kill team, that's $77 I'm spending. But if I get the Combat Patrol, I'm getting a Rhino, the Nemesis Claw kill team, Chosen, and a Chaos Lord. I don't need a Rhino, but I can give the Chaos models to my friend that plays Chaos, and I can just keep the Nemesis Claws, because that's really what I want. I don't need another army. I already have some that I'm not even building yet, and some that are not even finished. Yes, that Combat Patrol does come with Chosen. They look like... I was looking through it and realized, wait a minute, that's Chosen in there. That's not another group of Legionary. They threw in Chosen in that, which... My friend likes Chosen. He runs Abaddon with, like, a group of Chosen and all that stuff. So... Actually, I might... I wonder if I should... Have they released that Combat Patrol yet? Because I was on their website and they said, like... Oh, the Red Corsairs one is, like, limited time. And I saw, like, the Night Lords one was, like, oh, out of stock online. Get the box that we can't... Okay. I didn't think it was released yet, because they just came out with, like, all the Red Corsair boxes, like, not the Combat Patrol, but, like, the big one. So I was like, they're probably gonna, like, be another month before they even release the Combat Patrols. I can do a quick Google search while I'm on here and see. Well, the thing is, I would have seen it at my, like, local game store, I think. I think I would have seen it there. But I haven't yet. So, I'm gonna Google it real quick and see. Just give me a second, folks, and we'll get back to painting. Let's Google. When is the night Combat Patrol coming out? It's scheduled to release March 21st, 2026. So literally next week? It's supposed to release on Friday next, or not Friday, Saturday next week. I'm looking at it currently. Oh, that's... Okay. Table, you will like this. If you go on the Warhammer website, it looks like the Chosen in the Night Lord Combat Patrol, they painted a Salamander's helmet on one of them. It's either Salamanders or a Dark Angel. I'm going to go with a Salamanders more, but that is... I feel like that's fitting. Although Dark Angels were too, because the Lion tried to hunt curs for quite a while. I don't know why they went with a Chaos Lord on a jump pack as the leader of the box, because there's, like, no units that he can lead. Not a single one. I like the green wing colors as well. I think the Wraithbone works on some of them, but not all their models. Yeah, no, Wraithbone is... Yeah. I think it only works for, like, the Deathwing Knights, And that's about it in my mind. Oh no, I understand, like, the Deathwing is Wraithbone. But they've made Blade Guard a part of the Deathwing. I think all veterans are a part of Deathwing. So they get that Wraithbone look, and I'm not a fan of Wraithbone on Blade Guard. I don't think it looks good at all. I think it works for the Deathwing Knights, but not for the Blade Guard. I know most vehicles are Ravenwing, which is just painted black. Everything else is Greenwing, and then veterans are the Wraithbone, which I am repeating myself. Right, I'm gonna scoot my chair over, bud. I don't want to hit you. I really wish Warhammer or GW would stop releasing combat patrols with character models that can't lead anything in their combat patrols. They did it with the Dark Angels. They're doing it with the Night Lords. Like, you could have changed the Chosen out for their Raptors and all that stuff. Like, you could have done the new kill team that's coming out, or the new kill team that came out for the Night Lords, and then did the character, and then that would have worked well. But agreed. I don't want the prices to go up any higher than... Actually, I want the prices to go down. I want the prices to go down to make it more easier. I will probably look that up at a different time. The new Death Guard one seems really good, from what I heard. Because that's like a Rhino and then like a Death Guard Terminators and like a couple other things. Like the current one is good. I'd believe it. I'd fully believe it. Oh. That's a lot of Poxwalkers. As much as I want to do the coat in red, I'm not going to. Also, I'm going to take this and try and water down this paint so I can just have it glaze on. Oh, for someone that has a Chaos Army, okay, how do I want to word this? My friend has a lot of infantry for his Chaos Army. He does have a group of bikers, and he does have a Rhino. What is something else that he should get for his army. Like, I'm thinking, like, what sort of tank? Because he's got Terminators, Chosen, the Outriders, and these, Traitor Guardsmen, Cultists, and I am giving him a Rhino to use. So I don't know what else he could add to his army to kind of help him. He's got Abaddon as well, but that's a very big price thing. A Vindicator or Predator? Actually, I have an Imperial Predator that I could probably give him as well. That's sitting in storage. A Forge Fiend and Venom Crawler. Okay. I do have to keep in mind it has to be, like, within a budget. Because he doesn't really want to... Warhammer's expensive. And he kind of, like, gawks at the prices a little bit. I'm like, yeah, they are high. So I'm trying to, like, just find one thing that if he gets this, his army would kind of be okay for a little while. And then eventually he can work on getting another thing. Okay. Vashtor is a very cool model. And a cool character from what I hear as well. I don't know if there's like a theme or anything that he wants to do. I think it's just whatever he thinks looks the coolest. At some point, I gotta continue actually talking about people recommending kit bashes and stuff. I can work on the Helldrake again. The custom Helldrake that I want to make him. I know the Helldrake's not good. I just got enough pieces to be able to make a Helldrake. Just my own random kit bashed one. Okay. A Forge Fiend. The Defiler, I do agree on, but that's going to be so goddamn expensive. Oh, yeah, it is. I did some Googling on Facebook Marketplace for, like, Around Me. Actually, I'm going to go on that and I'll, like, list off some of the things I found. Because I was looking for him. Oh, excuse me. Marketplace. And then... where do I go to saves? I'm pretty sure I have a bunch of saved stuff. really probably doesn't matter. Nope, that's just stuff I've bought. What did I buy from them? I didn't buy anything. Oh, there we go. Saved. Let's see. Yeah, I was looking. I found like for 150 the old combat patrol for the Chaos Marines with a codex. So he doesn't really need a codex, but yeah, it's got a Hellbrute, Dark Apostle, 5 Halvix, and a Legionary. Oh, and 5 Warp Talons not fully assembled. Not fully assembled with paint. So, like, that was one thing. And then a Death Guard Sicarion Battle Tank. It's a Forge Roll thing for 160. So I was like, okay, you could throw that in for Legends. And then a Death Guard Condemptor Dreadnought. And a Keeper of Secrets. So those are all things I found for him that I was like going to throw there. But yeah. Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, yeah, he already has a thing of Havoc's not assembled yet. But to have more is not a terrible thing. If he wants Legends, look for a Fellblade. I'll take a look for it. Well, good for you, Table. We all can't live in the UK. No, and like honestly, like it is good that like you guys don't have it. Well, you guys do have like a price hike, but it's not as bad as I think ours here. I don't think I would want to be born in the UK. I'm happy just visiting Ireland and never stepping on English soil. Do you think the price hike was because of the tariffs? I want one that does that so bad up here. Not a single store in my area does a 15 like or 20% discount. Actually, one store does, but I'm the only person that can get it at that discount. Other than that, no one else can. But they take forever to get things to ship to them. Oh, God. I wish things were cheaper. I mean, I'm sure everyone wishes things were cheaper, but I'm just like, come on with some of this stuff. Well, that's pretty much just thin to a wash. I started Warhammer at like a bad time, I realize. Like, all the cool stuff has kind of already happened. Or has already been, like... Well, not all the cool stuff. There are cool things being released now. But the prices, they just seem so... They're just so much better, it seems, back in the day. I want to do his coat in red, but that's a lot of red. And I could do it in black, but then his pants are already black. So I might actually do it in like a brown contrast paint. Oh, the Skaven. Actually, I'll throw a little bit of red right there, because he's got a little shoulder pad right there. Actually, talking about this same friend, I want to get him into Sigmar, because I want to play Sigmar. Oh, you were saying earlier about the Tyranids. Their new Prime is sold separately, from what I heard. Or at least what you were saying. I think, personally, I was kind of thinking on it. I don't know the size difference between the Prime and the Warrior. But I might just buy, like, another box of Warrior Tyranids. And kit bash my own Prime out of them. Like, I don't need to buy the new Prime. I'll just make my own. I got the Wing Prime, and I don't think it's any bigger. I mean, the worst thing I do is I'll just add green stuff to, like, in the joints and stuff. I mean, yeah, the new one does kind of make sense, but A Prime comes in a box of Warriors? Are you being for real? Because I bought a box of Warriors and none of them look like a Prime. I mean, I bought it a while ago and I built them a while ago. Ah, the old Prime, not the new. Yeah. I figured if I'm gonna, like, well, I am gonna say kit bash. Like, if I'm gonna make and kit bash my own Prime, I'm gonna make it look unique to my army. Okay. I think that works for him. This will straight up be the second guy in my buddy's army that will have a red power fist. He's got a Terminator that I gave a red power fist, and I picture him as being the guardsman killer. What is going on with my camera? What the hell are you doing? It's like flashing a different screen on for me. I'm gonna close that. Is it doing it just for me? Well, goodbye, Grim. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And yeah, I'll definitely make sure to ask you any questions and stuff. I'll take some water. Okay. Now I get to work on the Ogren. This is one that I have been excited to paint. Because it's a goddamn Ogren. It's got so many like curves and recesses in its armor or in its model to like take paint so well. So I'm actually going to give him a red claw. Like every other dude in his squad. Actually, I do need to add more paint to my palette. You know, one of the other things I messaged him, I'm not expecting him to respond or anything, but I told him, like, you know, you could also do Chaos Knights into your army as well. What's the problem, table? Is something distracting you? Do I gotta start jangling some keys on screen? I'm literally giving him a red crab claw. Well, I don't know I don't know how to help you there with that. I mean, it's okay if you can't, like, pay attention either. Like, there's so much stuff nowadays just trying to... Yeah, I'm painting up Mr. Krabs. Oh, that's what we can call this guy, Mr. Krabs. God, I love when I stream because it does, like, make... We come up with lore so easily. We're just painting up a good old Mr. Krabs. This poor Ogren. He thinks he's fighting for the Emperor. Maybe on one of these streams I'll do a little bit of kit bashing for some chaos. The same friend that these models are for, he left me his cultist. Oh. Well, no, I understand you can't help it. You just do the best you can. I'm not... Listen, if you get distracted, you get distracted. I don't hold it against you, my guy. You're only human, just like the rest of us. Listen, if you want to go chase butterflies, go chase butterflies. Hell, I'll give you the net and I'll come and help you. Okay. I want to make... So what I'm thinking here is I want to do red on most of this arm going up, but have it be extremely thin. Because I want it to make it seem like it's red and in flame. The Chaos mutation is not settling well on this Ogren. Like a gunmetal silver? I can do that. A gunmetal silver would be very easy to do. Oh, but what I was saying earlier is he left me with some Chaos Bikers, but like some don't have their arms, one doesn't have his head, because he's like, I want you to do whatever you can with green stuff and just kind of like make them look like they're being mutated by the warp, like have that virus that will turn Marines slowly into living weapons. So I was like, I can certainly do that. I got some spare Tyranid parts. I can throw those in. Make it look like that they're Chaos Warp mutations. So I think that will be a fun little stream to do. I definitely know next week I'm like, if we're talking about an iceberg, I'm probably like 1 or 2 levels below the surface. That's about like the best I could do. Like, I'm not that far from the surface at all. Is there a certain bit of lore? Hey, if you got a bit of lore that you want to like share with me, I'm open to hear it. Ooh, is First Heretic about Erebus and him just like convincing Lorgar and his legion to start worshipping chaos? You know what I would find that would be kind of like ironic? If the true First Heretic was just the Emperor himself. I know that's some serious heresy that I just said right there, but I mean, could it be possible? I'd say the answer is never a no. Okay. So it is a word bearer book, but it's just not Erebus. Oh, I feel like Erebus would definitely play a part. I know like very little about Erebus. I need to like learn more about him. Like I understand why people hate him, but I've not experienced the books on why people hate him. Like the books that are the reason why people do. They're like the supporting characters. They're the supporting side characters that are pushing the main character forward. The other character you said, is that Lorgar's adopted father? The priest that like beat him and everything when he was a kid? Okay, now I need this to become really thin. Like a very thin washed like paint. Because now I'm just going to go over his entire skin. I just want the recesses to look as red as possible. Okay, so he is the adopted father. Yeah, he was not a good dad from what I heard. Just the abusive religious household is what I've heard he's pretty much like. This guy is going to be a just red lobster by the end of this. Not was, is. I feel like the word is. Because he's still around, right? Yeah, like not even at a... He's not even in Astartes from what I've heard. He's just a human that's been augmented. Like a pseudo-Astartes. Isn't there a... Oh, you probably haven't read it yet. But I think there's, like, in one of the books, it turns out, like, he could have been at the Battle of he could have shown up at Terra, like, on Terra, and helped Lorgar, which that's what the Chaos Gods want him to do. But if he went there, he would have died. Like, that's where he was going to die. So he was the biggest hypocrite because he was like, nah, I'm going to kill the person that can teleport me to the battle. And pretty much I'll just go into the warp and, like, I'll keep living. Is what I've heard. I do know this looks really weird. Like, oh, why are you doing all this red up over here? I'm going to dry brush all this with, like, skin tone colors. And just have this, like, badly messed up skin underneath. Oh, chat just got disconnected from me for a second. Wonder what happened. Maybe my connection just was bad. Or maybe it's the FBI and CIA agent messing with stream. Hey, Ando. I'm sorry to hear you're not feeling so well. I'd say you missed quite a bit, and I sadly cannot remember it all to loop you in. So you'll just have to watch the VOD. But currently I am painting Mr. Krabs. And tables talking about lore from the Word Bears. The red also works because he's just got metal sticking out of his skin everywhere. And that's going to make your skin red and inflamed as well. That's just not healthy. Don't have metal sticking out of your skin. It's not healthy for you people. If you got a chunk of metal sticking out of your body and it shouldn't be there, go to the doctors. Turned him to the first Gale Vorbark? What's a Gale Vorbark? I mean, if you're that sick, Ando, I'd say yes. Go to the emergency office. Or emergency center. I wonder if you also have food poisoning, too. Because food poisoning can make you really sick. I will in a moment, table. I will in a moment. Wow, that's really pooling kind of weirdly. Some parts of the model, it doesn't want to even, like, pool paint on. That's interesting. Ooh. Yeah, that doesn't sound good at all, Ando. See, a Gale Vorbark. Named after the given to Space Marines of a sacrificed Sun chapter of Wordbearer Legion. So they're a Chaos Possessed. Yeah. Or later known as Chaos Possessed. So he turned them into a Chaos Possessed? I hope they can do something to make you feel better, Ando. Excuse me. And really need you to just like cover the right parts. Yeah. Ugh. hold on. What? Lorgar releases... Oh, realizes that Angreltal's brotherly relationship with Karn is keeping Karn from becoming... is keeping him from turning to the gods. Erebus stabs him with a knife that kills the demon and the soul. So they killed Karn the Betrayer's best friend. They killed his best friend so that he would fall to chaos. Which then probably made it easier for them to then get Angron to fall to chaos. But I feel like Angron would have gone to chaos either way. Painting Chaos Space Marines can be quite a challenging there. Stone. It can... Oh, Gallstone Dog. That is an interesting name. Yeah, Chaos can be quite a bit just because of the trim. I've done a few Chaos models, and I enjoyed the trim at first. But when you gotta do like a whole army of it, oh boy, does it add up. Ugh. Dude, Erebus just sucks. I mean... Oh, this? You can buy this from any Warhammer shop. This is just their, like, model paint holder. Yeah, it uses a Citadel on it, but... my hand just, like, rubbed away the name over time. It's been pretty useful since, like, day one. So, I've been very happy with it. They have a couple other varieties as well. They have some that are... you can have multiple models on them, so you can just paint like 5 guys at once, or some that are like for really big models. Why are you doing that? Okay. I should... Oh, yeah, I still got your hand right there, huh? We'll get that painted up all in red. I really want to move over to doing his skin next. because I think they'll be really fun to paint as his skin. Did you get the regular Chaos Combat Patrol, or which one did you get specifically, Ghoul? Ghoul or Gaul? It's Gaul. Well, I'm happy, and we're happy to have you here. Glad that you could join the Warhammer hobby. I'll try pulling up some paint, because if I don't have to use any more red paint, then I would love not to. Also, I'm hoping I'm not too loud for everybody. Because I have no idea what I sound like. I haven't seen Bricky's videos on the lore and all that stuff. I've watched very little of like Bricky's content, but I've seen him like collab with other people, and he seems like a very interesting guy. I did watch him play his Night Lords on 40K in 40 minutes, and that was a fun game to watch. Actually, that one was Night Lords versus Salamanders, and that's what kind of helped me start to learn Warhammer a bit better. Okay. I think I just want to do his skin. I really want to get his skin looking the way I do. Okay, are the Marines on the cover black, blue, green, red, or purple? I'm going to assume they're black. Let's see. I haven't read anything on the Siege of Terra yet. I probably should. I do have a purple. I want to add purple just to a few spots. Okay, so yeah, you got the like generic Chaos Space Marine Combat Patrol. They're fun. Yeah, that's true. You don't need to paint them black. You can paint them whatever color you want. I just asked so that I know which box you're talking about, or which one you have. I know I just did this red, but I want to add a little bit of purple in some parts to make it even look more sickly. Yeah, you paint whatever you want to paint for your models. This is going to be such a weird color combo, but I think it's going to turn out really nice if I can actually get it to work the way I think it will. like, oh god, hell, like, these guardsmen, or these trader guardsmen, I'm not painting them like the box at all. I'm painting them in, like, my buddy's favorite colors. And my own Space Marines are not a part of any box or whatever. It's my own, like, homebrew chapter. I'm either gonna do my Tyranids or some Night Lords in, like, some of the Pokemon colors. I want to do, I think it's like Dragapult. I want to do is for my Tyranids. I just, something about the light blue and all that stuff. Oh yeah, Table's fully right. In the beginning, you're always going to feel, like, overwhelmed. And so I'm going to throw my own little hat here in the ring. I've been painting for like a year and a half. And I still don't feel like I'm that good. But I know I've improved from where I first was. The Amazon Prime videos are good. Is this going to be weird? I think this will work. My favorite one is Space Marines. That's the one I started with. They still hold a very large part of my heart and all that. But I've been playing a lot of Imperial Knights recently as well. And they've climbed the ranks to, like, one of my favorite armies. I've never won a game of 40k. But doesn't mean I've not learned and improved on how to play. Which that's what I'll say too. Like, don't get discouraged. Like, if you do, like, lose and all that stuff in your games, you're going to improve as well. Warhammer is a confusing game, even for, like, an experienced player. But I'd say besides the Marines, I do want to play Tyranid and, like, Guard at some point. And I got a Custodes army that every once in a while, if I, like, really want to play Custodes, I'll play. But they mostly just sit on my shelf. Another content creator that I'd recommend staying away from is one called Swampcraft. He's kind of a dick. Not really someone that I would watch or kind of, like, enjoy his content at all. But not like when you start like watching people, you'll learn the good and bad ones pretty quick. And honestly, another one that I would recommend is Izander and Coda. Izander and Coda are a good beginner level of learning 40k lore. When I first got into Warhammer, they're the ones that like got me into the lore. And they're both a really like fun dynamic to watch because it's someone who's knowledgeable on Warhammer dumbing it down to someone who knows nothing about Warhammer. So those are a good group of guys that I would recommend watching. Mr. Bones is another one. Oh, you're welcome. And I'm glad that you got a friend that is willing, or that is getting into Warhammer with you. It's always more fun to play Warhammer with other friends. Astartes Anonymous, hold on. Both those channels are really good. Astartes Anonymous helped me build lore for my custom Space Marine chapter. And also, like, just lore in general. But with that being said, you don't have to always follow the lore directly. If it's something cool that you like, then go for it. It's your army at the end of the day. Like, the only person that you really need to impress is yourself. Like, are you happy with this, like, army that you've created? Okay. So, I'm going to grab 2 models right now. So, these 2 Space Marine models right here are from the same chapter. So, my Space Marine chapter is called the Executioners of the Abyss. This guy in black armor is from my first company. And this one is from second company to 10th. This is the main color you'll see most of my army painted as. Only first company for these guys. And lore reason is just they're meant to be like secretive and all that on first company stuff. But they come from a Death World inspired by the inspired by the Jurassic Park series, mixed with Monster Hunter and Walking with Dinosaurs. They are a mixed gene seed chapter. And they are very secretive about what their gene seed is and what mutation they have in their gene seed. They are run by a council of 13, that being the chapter master, 10 captains, an apothecary, and a chaplain. Or a librarian. It kind of switches in my head. Yes, table's right. It's a chimeric gene seed. And gene seed is like the makeup of a Space Marine. I'm just simplifying that because I know not everyone knows like the lore and everything like that, but a gene seed is like the genetic makeup. So there's certain Primarchs that you can pull from. Because there's like Ultramarines, Salamanders, Dark Angels. All those Marines are like founding chapters. Then it goes into successor chapters. Yeah, I'm starting to get a little bit more about it. It's pretty much an organ that makes Marines look similar to their Primarch. I left out quite a bit. And I'm like, I do have a Google Doc that I do write the lore about. I just haven't written much more about it. Oh, God, that's another thing I could have done these past couple days. I've been spending too much time on YouTube just watching videos. But I like making stories and stuff. So my lore is definitely a lot more entailed than like some other people's. But that's just how my brain works. Like, not everyone's going to be... Some people will be super detailed, and some people just won't be. For those curious on why I'm painting a red Ogryn with purple skin, the idea is that the warp mutation has made his skin really... His skin is inflamed from either the warp mutation or the bits of metal that are, like, sticking out of his body. The purple is supposed to be, like, more of, like, the warp stuff kind of going on, or his skin just kind of, like, dying. I'm then going to dry brush leather brown up to, like, urban duff, maybe even a little bit of Wraithbone. I might actually skip the tan colors and go straight into Wraithbone after the leather to kind of show like a pale dead skin. You just got reminded on how some people on YouTube use their full names as their name. Honestly, I wanted to keep my... you can use any paint to dry brush. Dry brushing is just, you take a paintbrush loaded with it, and then you wipe as much paint off as you can on the paper towel or something else, and then the residual paint that's left, you just put on the model. So it is a way of just thinning paint. Another way to like also thin paint and make it last a little bit longer, and I have this on the side, it's called a wet palette. It's really easy to make a wet palette and will help like thin your paints and everything. If you just get a piece of Tupperware and then you can use a sponge, or people use paper towel, and then you get, it's not parchment paper, it's like a cooking paper, but it's not like wax on both sides. Almost feels waxy, but it's not waxy on one side. And you put that together and you fill it with water, but not like overflowing. Just enough that like you can feel water coming through on the like kitchen paper. And then you put paint on that. It will make paint last longer. You can then take your brush and like the water that's on the paper and like in the sponge stuff will seep through And you can thin your paint with it to like either make it close to like a glaze, which is a really thin paint, or just not make it as thick. I'd recommend looking into making one. You can certainly buy one, but like making one is cheaper, and looking into it because it is a game changer. At least it was for me when I finally started using it. Midwinter Minis first mini tutorial. Ooh. I'll have to check that stuff out as well. Okay. I'm now going to use some brown. I haven't seen their stuff. I'm going to have to check it out. Well, maybe I have, but just haven't realized it. Also, I hope we're not like overwhelming you or scaring you away at all, Ghoul or Gull. Like, if we're saying too much, let us know, and I can certainly, like, simplify what I'm talking about. There's a lot of stuff to go over in 40K, and it can be really confusing when you're just getting into it. Like, when I first got into Warhammer, I didn't even know there was different chapters. I went to go buy Salamander, like, as an army, and found out, oh, you just buy Space Marine and then you do the paint. We're happy to have you. And enjoy the rest of your evening, man. And get some rest. I'm going to try using this as a dry brush. It might not actually work out. I have to get a different one for a dry brush. Yeah, I'm going to a different thing for dry brushing. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I am glad to hear that. That is not ready to be a dry brush yet. I'm going to try and find another cheaper brush that I have. Are you crappy enough? I know I have one that is like that'll work for being a dry brush because it's just gone to that point. It's just trying to find it is the problem. Although, I also have this makeup brush right here that I can use for dry brushing. Yeah, we're always happy to give some knowledge if we can. We want people to get into this hobby and, like, enjoy it, so... Yeah, we'll use this as a dry brush. See how well it works. Oh, this is exactly what I was hoping. Like, why gatekeep? We want people to join this hobby and enjoy it. There's no need on gatekeeping. We want people to join. Oh. If you're still here, Gulls, get yourself some, like, makeup brushes. Ones like this or, like, old ones that, like, either your mother or your sister aren't using anymore. And those work like They work awesome for being dry brushes. You've been called a Taurus before? What, for just, like, liking the lore a little bit different or something like that? That's stupid. Those people were stupid. Oh, for liking female custodies. I'm like 50-50 on it. It all depends on how people like implement it. And GW changes the lore so much. Like, at the end of the day, this is just it's a business that like wants to make money. They're not going to listen to their own lore. They'll do whatever the hell they want. My mindset is I try to see both sides of every argument and conversation. Why are people upset about this thing? And, like, why are people okay with this thing? I can understand being upset with the female custodies because it's never been stated before in the lore. Doing it takes away from the Sisters of Silence and, like, the Battle Sisters, all that. Like, I understand that. But at the same time, like, it's never been stated that a Custodes can't be a female, to my knowledge. So, How's it going, Joseph? Hope you're doing well. Well, the purple didn't really do as much as I kind of hoped. I mean, it's still there. Might have made the brown a little bit darker. But the red is definitely still there. I mean, I did think the female Custodes in that, like, video was kind of being a little unreasonable. But again, I don't know Custodes lore that well. I've only read a few books, so, like, I don't know. If they explained, like, why they wanted them to do certain things, I'd probably be okay with it. But I'm like, your interactions with everyone just, you could have handled that better. And that's a big thing, like, that I see in a lot of Custodes books, is that Custodes don't really have a good grasp on humanity in general. I mean, I do agree they're the perfect physical embodiment of a human. But are they emotionally? It's like every story that I've read that involves a Custodes is them just, like, grasping or not understanding like humans as well. Like there was one in Space Wolf book. It was like one of the first ones I've read that they were dealing with I can't even remember. I can't remember. Is that really the only time they've actually cried? And actually, from what I heard in like the 30K books, is the Emperor like tried to make Valdor like understand like humans and all that stuff, like make him like find his humanity. At least that's what I've heard. Also, I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. As you can see the front, you see the purple and like the red and all that stuff. And then I go to the back. And that's just the leather brown. I like Valdor quite a bit. Valdor, Birth of the Imperium was the second Horus Heresy book I've ever read. And that is actually like predating the Great Crusade. It's at the end of the Unification Wars, but before the Great Crusade. He won against Horus in a friendly duel. I feel like Horus had to be holding back a little bit because that's a Primarch. Again, Custodians are a lot. Valdor is a lot. But it's still a Primarch. I feel like there had to be some holding back there. Oh, one thing that comes to mind. It is a Custodes book, and it's the second time that the Golden Palace has been invaded by chaos. And there's some scenes where it follows the Sisters of Silence and her resentment toward like the Imperium and the Custodes for pretty much abandoning them. Like, her entire order just got... It pretty much came to the point of her just being her. Because everyone died. But they were just dwindling over time because they never got new blanks. They never got anything from the Imperium. The Sisters of Silence just became forgotten. And on all of a sudden, the Custodians need them again. Like, she was pissed. And rightfully so. Okay, I'm probably getting as much as I actually can with this brush, and I need to move to a smaller dry brush. But he's got some nice, like, tan, chocolatey skin. I am gonna hit him with that wraith bone to make him look like he's got a little bit of dead skin and all that, but that's not bad. Oh. Yes, Jake, I see you. What do you need? Give me thy news, there, messenger. I shall give you bread and salt, so you will not be harmed. You got into the Flintstone gummies. Oh, yeah, he definitely has to be dead then now, if, like, Abaddon's using that sword. Wait a minute, Abaddon's using the sword that houses the demon of the very first murder? It's crazy. That is crazy. Well, I will definitely let my friend know that now because he has Abaddon. I'm like, dude, the sword that Abaddon has is the demon from the first ever murder. Oh, that is some insane lore. Also, Jake, I'm glad you are taking your medicine. You now need to take your schizophrenic pills so that I can finally rest and stop being a figment of your imagination. I'm pretty sure it's when Abel murdered Cain. I mean negative both times. For a minute. For a minute. Are you sure? I'm pretty sure that's something. I'm pretty sure that's something that someone that's schizophrenic would say. But I think you're more correct on the part. Oh no! But in all honesty, I'm glad you're feeling better, or I'm glad you are taking care of whatever health problems you got going on. Just don't take too many of those Flintstone gummies, or you'll become like Homelander, but then get like super cancer. Okay. I think it's not perfect. I definitely need to like redo the red and stuff going up the arm and all that. Because I want it, I don't know, to be like a good mixture, but I'm going to move over to doing, I don't know, do I mix Wraithbone and Leatherbrown together and just build up to Wraithbone? Or do I just go straight to Wraithbone? I feel like going straight to Wraithbone is quite a big jump. Jesus Christ. I really hope we don't live in the 40k universe. I gotta shake up this. I do remember hearing about that, not just like you... Like, I'm not saying that because you're talking about here, like, I remember hearing... Yes, I would be a servitor. What the hell? I know this is already known as a fact, but the Emperor was a dick. Okay. Screw it. We'll mix some of this leather brown with wraithbone. And we will use that to dry brush. And then from there, we'll move over to wraithbone after. You are forgiven, table. You are forgiven. And okay. Hello, Rory. How are you, Bean? Also, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. Was the son of a noble woman who was part of the last draining of the seas of Terra, which Valdor came to kill her. Killed her on the Emperor's command and took him to be a custodes. Oh, jeez. He was 2? That seems a little old to, like, make a custodes with. I thought they had to be, like, a straight-up infant, like, out of the womb in order to become a custodes. So now that is a mixture of leather brown and wraithbone on there. I know it's not easy to see. I'm definitely going to go back over this arm and glaze and layer red up and just make it purpley again. Probably add some purple to this claw as well. But the last thing I'm going to do is dry brush some wraithbone on top. In a few spots that I really want it to kind of be just like deadish skin. I just want like... He looks too healthy is what I'm thinking. If you're in chaos, I don't feel like you should be a healthy looking being. You should be an unhealthy looking like person. I mean, am I wrong? I don't feel like I'm wrong. It's like to the cellular level, right, that they are changed. I know you just said like atomically, but is that not even gonna... No, I'm gonna do like this. Rory, no! Jesus. Okay, I'm back. I'm sure Jake is fine. He's probably fighting that raccoon again. He's probably fighting the raccoon that keeps getting into his compost pile. Or compost bin. But I do apologize. I had to step away because Rory was barking at the neighbors because he could hear like the neighbor's phone through the like windows and stuff. And he's like, that's an intruder. I don't know what that is. And I'm like, no, It's just the neighbors. I know who it is. It's fine, Rory. But he's like, no. I must bark. So, I muted the mic for that reason. For those of you that have dogs or pets like that, it is... I love them, but, like, you wish they just had the understanding that you did a little bit on some of the noises. But I know we as humans will also freak out at, like, the smallest images and noises as well, so... I don't fault them too much for it. It's just the timing. Timing is what I will complain about on it. But I know it's about getting to that time of calling it an evening. I don't know if I'll be doing more painting next stream or if I will actually be switching it to something else. Might be a gaming stream, like with some friends and all that. Either I'm playing Project Zomboid tomorrow or I am trying a new game. I don't know which one. But I feel like I made some okay progress. I got Mr. Ogren looking all tanned up, I guess. His skin is looking more fresh than I am hoping for, but I'll make it look dead again. And I got all these guys painted with their red. So it just means the next thing I gotta do is the coats and all the other stuff. So they're coming together pretty nicely. I think my friend will be very happy with these models. I'm thinking if I can just make this look very, very sickly. That's what I want to do. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the content here, feel free to like it. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe. If you want to be a part of the community a lot more and hang out with us, share your own Warhammer models or other hobbies you're into, I have a Discord. It is in the channel description. Completely free to join. All that stuff. It's not just Warhammer. I want to see whatever kind of hobbycraft that you got going on. I want to see it. With it also, if you want to help the channel improve and make us get or have better equipment on or hire an editor for videos in the future, you can donate to the Ko-Fi or Coffee account that I have also in my channel description. But with that being said, you don't have to do any of that. Just having you here, hanging out, being a part of the community is more than enough. Even if you're just sitting back and watching and lurking, that's it. That's just fine. I'm just here to be a silly little goofy guy when I can and enjoy my time and just chat with all y'all. So, with that being said, I want you to go out there and make something awesome. I know you will.